Weather forecast for the day. It's pretty nice and pretty outside. And as usual, it's cold as ass. Rain's supposed to come in a little bit later, and then according to the weather, it's supposed to, in typical Oregon way, just rain. Rain for at least the next week to 10 days. I was gonna say week to 7 days, but that's repetitive. Oh my god. I can barely stand right now, and this guy's coming around the corner like a bat out of hell waiting to run me down. But tired or not, beaten down or not, heading to work, doing these 9 to 5s back to back are pretty rough. I wouldn't say that if I was working your run-of-the-mill office job 9 to 5, but I'm running all over hell and back. Did 14 miles yesterday, and today I'm not feeling it at all. And that stupid frickin' How to Train Your Dragon 3's coming out today. I'm not calling it stupid because I actually think the movie's stupid. It's just I don't want a movie that's going to be successful to come out today. I'm too tired. But anyway, so my objective, and I'm just making this my vlog for the day since it's like my introduction into doing this. As you all know, or at least as you all probably know, I'm a big Blazer fan, a big Portland Trail Blazer fan. What the hell is going on? It's like several sirens going off at once. Anywho, we'll just ignore that potential emergency that's going on. But, well, since they played last night, we're down to 24 games left in the season for the Blazers. But I wanted to start with the remaining 25 games that the Blazers have had, or will have. I'm tired. Post All-Star break. And a vlog video a couple days back, right after we picked up Enes Kanter. And I apologize, I will probably call him Enes Kanter a few times, just adjusting. It's Ennis. And I predicted we'd finish the season 15-10, which would actually have us finishing 49-33, just like last season, except it's actually a little better this year because we didn't need some big, out of nowhere, crazy 13-game winning streak to get us to that plateau. It was more just playing better as a whole for a season than we did last year. And so I just want to review, do my own personal take on each game for the rest of the season. And last night is, first game we'll be talking about, first game the Blazers have played since the All-Star break. It's been a very bizarre thing. The Blazers played the Jazz next to the last day of January, then had 5 days off to come back before their next game, and then they played 4 games. Then there's All-Star weekend, so the Blazers just had a week off, in close succession, that 5-day off stretch. But they came back. Kanter had his first game with the Blazers last night. We played Brooklyn. We beat them 113-99. I missed the first half because I worked till 5, and being an East Coast game, it started a little earlier. So by the time I got home, it was halftime. But it was 50-50. So it was obviously a pretty evenly matched first half, but that means we outscored them 63-49 in the second half. And that's pretty good when you're playing on the road. And Brooklyn is no slouch. It was very interesting. For one stretch, all the 3 former Blazers that we let go in the last 2 years were on the floor for Brooklyn. Shabazz, Alan Crabb, and my Ed Davis was out there. And I was really impressed by the way Kanter played. I can see why they say he's a defensive liability. I think even after the game, when Nurkic was getting interviewed, they asked him what he thought about Kanter at his first game. He was like, oh yeah, he's good, he brings a lot to the table. And he said something to the effect of but I understand what they say about him in defense. And yeah, there was just a few times where, and it's just, you know, he's got the height. I don't know why he can't get that part of his game going. I just don't know. But yeah, I noticed there was a few times he was just kind of, someone would drive to the basket and he would just kind of be here and be like, oh, there's a player going to the basket. I think it's just his defensive awareness isn't that great. Which is why a lot of people have suggested maybe playing him and Zach at the same time from time to time. And then Zach, you know, in that second unit can make up for that defense. And they're both pretty lanky big men, so I don't think they'd slow us down too much, but you know, we'll see. You know, it's his first game with the team. Terry's gonna, you know, and his coaching staff are gonna try to figure out exactly how Ennis perfectly fits, but him and Nurkic were both beasts. Ennis shot, I believe, 8 of 9, I want to say, and then Nurkic had, I think, 20. I want to say he had 27 points. He had a monster dunk late in the game, but you know, I was watching the game, and it was, you know, again, only saw the second half, but it had the makings of being like that Dallas game a few weeks ago. The Blazers had 92 points after 3 and then scored 9 points in the fourth quarter and lost by 1. Even though there were 2 blatant missed fouls on Dame, especially the one only a couple seconds left in the game. He drives to the basket, literally gets body checked, and slammed to the floor. No call. So yeah, as much as the Blazers let that game go, Dame should have been going to the line with a chance to give us the lead with only a second or 2 left in that game. But, you know, here we are. It's Brooklyn a few weeks later. We have a really strong third quarter, supercharged by Cantor, really getting in there. For what he lacks defensively, he really makes up offensive rebounding, and just getting in there and fighting and getting his buckets. And, okay, I'm going for it, because there's construction up here. And there was something just magical about him setting screens for Dame and other players and getting them open shots. Now the issue was that was working fairly well, and then come the fourth quarter, you know, the Blazers were, unlike Dallas where the offense was really out of rhythm, in this game the Blazers were actually getting good looks early in the fourth quarter, and just they were clanking, like every shot was just overshot and just banging off the back of the rim. I know CJ had a particularly bad, he had an open 3 and he just went ka-chang sideways off the backboard and the side of the rim. And sorry, there's a lot of there's some construction going on over here, so I'm probably gonna have to yell at you for a second. They're looks like they're cleaning out of a manhole cover over here. It's World War III. But yeah, so the Blazers had at one point like a 15-point lead. This is ridiculous. This is... Why am I even trying to talk? I need to get away from this truck. You're ruining my vlog. Okay, hopefully I'm far enough away now to where you can at least hear the outline of my voice over that truck. Anyway, what I was getting at was the Blazers managed to get a lead as large as 15 in the third quarter, which was kind of the same setup against Dallas. We go to the fourth, up 12. We stretch it to 14. We were up 88-74. Next thing you know, we clank a few shots. Brooklyn hits a couple of threes. There's even a shot that's off, but Ed snags the ball away and dunks it. Brooklyn goes on a 15-2 run. Suddenly it's 90-89 with, like, I don't know, 5 minutes left. And literally, going to the fourth, on the road, we had that, 12 to 15 point cushion. And I was just thinking, don't pull a Dallas, don't pull a Dallas, don't pull. And there we were, pulling a Dallas. Like, first 6-7 minutes, we'd only scored like 6 points. But we got the starters back out there, and we really started scrapping. I really think we didn't want a repeat of Dallas. And we also, this was a game the Blazers really needed to win, because 3 of our next 4 games, I believe, are playing at Philly. Philly's our next game, at Philly, playing at Boston, and then at Toronto. 3 of our next 4 games. If we come away 1-2 in those 3 games, I'll be satisfied. I give us a chance to win in Boston. Even last year, when Boston was really clicking, it took a buzzer beater for them to beat us on their home floor. So, we certainly can play with them in Boston. And Philly's a hard call. We destroyed them earlier this year. Granted, Joel Embiid wasn't playing, but still, with that one missing piece, I mean, they look like the Phoenix Suns out there. They just looked totally incoherent. Obviously, I think Embiid's going to miss this game, too. I heard he's out with a sore knee. But, they've added Tobias Harris, who, last time we played the Clippers, Tobias Harris just freaking went off on us. So, we'll see. I'm almost wondering, obviously Golden State, their massive talent has worked for them. But it just seems like Philly is just trying to they're so desperate to just cram as much talent on their team as they can. And I just don't know how effective it's going to be in the end. Maybe they'll really put it together. But they're still so back and forth. They've gained Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris this year, in addition to a team that was already a 50-plus game winner last year. But they just seem scatterbrained. It's like they know that so much is expected of them, and I don't know. And then Toronto, that's going to be really hard. I mean, even when Toronto's been just an average team, we've struggled at Toronto. But we really put it together. It was 90-89 with a couple minutes left, going back to the Brooklyn game. So we finished the game outscoring them 23-9, or no, 23-10. And Mo and Chief had some, Chief managed to get a couple shots to go. There was a big moment. We were only up, I think, by 4. And CJ was really struggling. He did hit a 3 late that really cinched it for us. He hit a little floater, but he was struggling in that second half. And CJ took a 3. It bounced long. Mo just skied up in this, mess of other players fight. Skied up and then went up, got hacked from behind, and slammed it down and got a 3-point play. And then a little bit later, Nurkic just ran right to the basket and just boom, and put it down with like 20 hands coming at him. So we really attacked him in those final minutes, and it was really good to see us back in that situation of letting a fourth quarter lead crumble and then really putting it together. And defensively, we shut them down late. I mean, we held them to only 10 points the last 5 minutes of the game on their home floor. You can't complain too much about that. So it was a big win. It was a win we needed. And Houston let one slip away against the Lakers last night. So we choked a few games. They won some. They caught up to us. They were tied with us. Now we've won 2 and they've lost 2. So suddenly the Blazers are 2 games up in that 4th place position. I think we're like 2.5 back from OKC. So we're still, again, I don't know if we're going to catch them, but we're still just right behind them. And I think we're only 6.5 back of Golden State after all this insanity. So I mean, if we can come away from this 7-game road trip, even 3-4, 4-3, I'd be satisfied. If we do any better than 4-3, I mean, what more could you want from a team that's going on a really long road trip? So I was really impressed with Kanter's performance. I was really impressed with how we really clamped down and really got down to business. And I am at my stop, which means I need to wrap this vlog up. But anyway, that's my vlog for the day. I'm going to start doing these independently of my daily vlog. This is just going to become a thing I do. Well, especially since the Blazers don't play every day. And it's kind of a cop-out to do this as my daily vlog. you know, 25 in my daily vlog to finish out the season. But Blazers are 35-23 now. Pretty solid in fourth. You know, they control their own destiny in terms of fourth place. So we play Philly tomorrow, 10 a.m. game. So we'll see. Fingers crossed they can take that one. Catch you later.